Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back. We got a new Thunderbolt drive in the mail today. So many of you know that I generally run a different style to what you're about to see, and it's made by a company called Indmem. And of course, they have apparently either run out or discontinued their case, and they've come up with this new case that is still listed under the same product name on Amazon. However, on the back of our box, it says Maiwo, M-A-I-W-O. And this is a Thunderbolt 4, Thunderbolt 3 USB-C M.2 SSD enclosure rated at up to 40 gigabits. So I thought we got to try this out, but also at the same time, I needed another one of these things. So hey, why not? Now, just a little bit of upfrontness to tell you something is that to achieve the speeds that I get out of those other drives, I had to use Kingston KC3000 drives that are rated for 7,000 by 6,000, and they are PCIe Express 4 drives. This is a 3,500 by 3,500 Western Digital, and this is the SN570 Express 3. So we're not going to see those same speeds. At least we didn't with this drive in those enclosures. So we'll see what happens with this enclosure as far as this drive goes. And this is going to be a temporary solution because I am going to upgrade it to an Express 4 into this case eventually when I get the funding for that. But this is pretty neat looking. And wow, that's kind of neat. Looks, I wouldn't say it looks like an Acasis drive, but it's only $100, so it was actually $20 cheaper than the original Thunderbolt cases that I had bought. So it's like, okay, cool, I can deal with cheaper. I like cheaper. So we have our cable. We even have a little cabinier thingy here. So we just get this out of the package and somehow. Oh, this is fun. Okay, they did not make this easy to get into. They really did want to seal this in. All right, so let's take care of that. All right, bingo, done. And what else do we get in here? Let's just dump it all out on the carpet here, on the table. All right, so we get our little booklet here, 2023-08-10, so August 10th, 2023, warranty card. We get our little booklet here, tells us how to go about doing things. And yeah, I think we can forego the instructions, can't be that hard. We get a screw. Let's find out about this. And it's not screws. It's actually just a couple of these little rubber grommet doobies. So that's kind of interesting little design they've got going on here. So I guess we're going to have to keep one of these out. So don't lose your screws, because they're not screws. We do have some silicone stuff and a little plate, and I don't believe in them. I actually found them causing more heat than less. Anyway, so our little cabinier dewey here, it's got like a little Velcro thing. You can actually pop this onto your belt if you wanted to, and this should somehow click in to here. But, oh, no it doesn't. It goes the other way. So this actually goes this way. Look at that. See, this is why I don't like reading instructions. I like to figure things out sometimes. Alright, so there we go. So now we've got it hooked to the cabinier. We're all good. Perfect. But we're going to take this off for now because I'm never going to need that for anything. So, let's pop the case open. We've got this little latch here, and we should be able to just do that. Oh, look at that. There's a little kind of like a pressure lock dealy. Cool. All right. So we can keep everything in frame here properly. And just put our M.2 drive in here like so. And I'm thinking actually, that is going, yeah, we should be able to just pop her just around like that. Nope, that's definitely not workable that way. This is an interesting design. Maybe. Okay. So maybe this way. Let's see. And there we go. Like so. All right, so I know you missed a lot of that, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take one of these out for you. Now, if you take this area here, where, okay, you've got the fin up top, and then you've got this on the bottom side. Well, you would think that the fin would go to the top, but, well, it kind of doesn't, because if you push it down all the way in, it just flattens right out, so it's not going to do any good. So the fin actually goes to the bottom, and then this goes to the top. And if we want to actually verify that according to the instruction manual, let's just take a look. And this is where we need a magnifying glass, folks. Man, they make pictures too small. We don't need this many steps for instructions. Wow, would you believe they actually show the fin on the top? That is actually quite interesting. That's not the way I did it. So, oh, that could be why. All right. That's a pretty big hole, though. That's kind of interesting. So, if that means the fin goes to the top, that means we're going to have to put it in here first, like this, and then collapse it down. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. I'm corrected. This is a new kind of a drive case for me. So the extra flappy rubber actually goes to the top side. Now, you can install the heat shield and all that. But like I said, I'm not going to bother with that because I never do use them. I have used them before and they just don't work that well. So they actually generate, like I said, more heat than less. But if you want to, you could. And then just like that. Now, I'm going to give this a couple of tap tests. I want to make sure that drive actually stays put. Because that's the important part. And as we can see, it stayed there, no problem. It is not going to come out. So that's good. So we definitely got that assembled the way it should be. I love the snap enclosure. This is like toolless for real, which was a complaint about the other drives. They said, oh, they're toolless. And it's like, well, no, they're not. They got tools required to a certain point anyways. All right, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to pop this thing onto the computer. And both ends are both ends. It doesn't matter with Thunderbolt or Type-C. Just way you go, and voila, we've got our case. Now, next thing we got to do, obviously, is we got to speed test this. So for that, we're going to actually hook this up to my computer, and we are going to do a screen recording of this so you can see the drive speeds yourself. Welcome to the testing. So I have Max Fan Speed Control open, and in order to get this drive to register, I actually had to reboot the computer, but that is standard procedure. So it's Western Digital Blue SN570, 1 terabyte, currently sitting at about 53% 53 degrees, roughly 54 degrees. Remember, we didn't put on that silicon pad or the little metal heat shield. It's like, I'm not bothering with that stuff. I don't even use that in the Kingston KC3000s or even in my Windows laptop, which has got some pretty high performance Express 4s in it and never have issues. But we want to keep an eye on the temperatures either way because I'm kind of curious. So, 5 gig stress test. Select the drive. Untitled. Open her up and let her fly. That's pretty impressive. I've not seen this drive do this well in the original Indmem cases that I have. Never does this good. So that's pretty impressive. Oh, we got a little stutter here on the right side. Our read sides are staying really good and high up. This right side, though, can get a little juicy. I think it's starting to thermal a little bit, or trying to. And our temperature's up around 66 degrees. Okay? But it's still getting pretty consistent readings regardless on the top sides. Looks like we're still managing to pull it out here. So, not too shabby. I think we would do a lot better with an Express 4 drive, to be honest. This drive is Express 3, and it is rated for 35 by 35. So, we'll have to see. Let's try on a 1 gig stress test. 67, 66 degrees. $64 degrees. I gotta say, it does have some temperature to it. My Kingston just kind of always stays around that 49 in that other case. But at least with the 1 gig stress test, we are seeing very consistent readings, like very close to 3,000 on the read. The right cycle is staying very consistent, not getting yanked down too hard. So I want to try putting this through probably a 3 gig stress test. I think would be a good starting point here. And it starts to act up just a little bit there on the 3 gigger. It's pushing her. We're hitting 70 degrees. We may actually have to cool this drive. It may be something we're going to have to cool out. Alright, so what I want to do next is I'm actually going to take the Kingston 3000, KC3000, out of my other Indmem box, and we're going to actually put that drive into this case, and we're going to see how it behaves compared to being in its own. And this ought to be really interesting to see these results. So this is going to be instant for you, so don't go away. We are back, and as you can see, it still reads Western Digital Blue SN 570. Now, for that, we're going to have to go here, try and quit the control program. Maybe if we can just reboot the program, maybe that'll just work that way for us instead of rebooting the computer. And it did. Perfect. Didn't have to reboot. So it's sitting at around 32 degrees. And let's get into this drive, select the drive. Now this is called the 1 terabyte Mac HD. And that would be this one. And this has a bunch of my files on it. And we're going to start with a 5 gig stress test. And let's hit it. Well, that immediately showed a little bit of a stall out. Oh, there we go. Wow, this case actually is a little faster. I normally hit 2757 consistently in the original Indmem cases that I bought. This one's doing exceedingly well at 2957. And it's chunking over 3,000. Now, this particular drive is an Express 4 drive. It is rated at 7,000 read and 6,000 write. Now, we are never going to see those speeds on external Thunderbolt, at least not in Thunderbolt 3 for sure. Thunderbolt 4, I'm not sure what we're going to get. We might get a little bit better than this. It's kind of hard to say. It's always an up to, right? But these drives run at their top performing levels when they're direct onto a motherboard, which unfortunately with Mac systems, we can't do that anymore. So, or well, we never were able to do it actually with M.2s. Apple always had their own special system, but even with the adapters to convert, you still get stuck at those slower speeds on those computers. So, but this is doing exceedingly well. And we only had that one little fart install, and that was it. Like, this is like very, very impressive numbers. This is doing really well. I'm just quite taken in by this. This is amazing. We're easily getting over 3,000. Just a hair shy there. Our temperatures are actually behaving rather well. 53 degrees is not bad. You know, that's still very doable. Okay, so let's see what these drives kick out at on a 1 gig stress test. And we're ready to go. Now, I'm not expecting a real increase here, but it would run cooler temperatures, obviously. 3,000.8, 2982, 3146, 3017, 3053, 3004. Wow, 3150, 3009. That's some pretty good speeds. Let's go back to the 5 gig test. Boom, right up to 3103. 2985.4. Okay. That is pretty darn respectable. All right, so now what I want to do is just one more test to see if it really is my drive, which is quite clear it probably is, but I really want to see for myself if it's really the drive that was giving us those stall outs and with those higher temps. So it's instant for you. All right, guys, we are back. So we need to get out of max fan speed control and then back into reset. So you can see we're back to the Western Digital drive once again. And we're at 29 degrees right now. This is sitting in the Indmem case that normally my KC3000 is at. And we're at 31 degrees right now, 30 degrees. So let's select a drive. And it's untitled as the name, and open, and let's hit it. Yeah, it's got the crawl up. It's only at 45 degrees though, 47 degrees. 1854, 2629. Ooh, that kind of really hurt a little bit. Okay, let's chalk this down to a 1 gig stress test. That wasn't very appealing at 942. But then it does jump back to life. I'm wondering if maybe there's a problem going on with this Western Digital drive, but it does seem to bounce back though. That's the thing. Maybe we do need to put some cooling on this drive somehow after all. Like my experience with these silicone pads is they've always been bad luck for me. I've always seen much higher temps. But on a 1 gig stress test, this actually stays pretty consistent. All right, let's go back to 5 gig test. I definitely love these Kingston drives though. They're rock solid. But it does seem Express 4 is the more friendlier format to put into these Thunderbolt cases. So even if you're Thunderbolt 3, use an Express 4 drive that's high performance Express 4, and you'll be fine. But these PCI Express 3 drives, I don't know, it's kind of a funky monkey on this one. So, and this is the same drive we started testing in the new case, and it's in my original Thunderbolt case, and it's doing the same thing. I don't know, maybe there is a drive issue, but we're already hitting 60 degrees, so I got a feeling we're gonna have to figure out a way to cool that thing down a bit, you know, or something. But that, or like I said, maybe the drive is just getting there, because I mean it's been around for a while too. Now this is format under APFS, so what we can actually do here is just change the format altogether back to exFAT and see what happens. And but I don't want to leave the drive under exFAT. And besides, if you're going to use an external Thunderbolt drive as a boot drive on a Mac, well, you can't use exFAT. So, and APFS is usually the better system. Okay, so we're going to select our drive, Untitled, Open, stress it at 5 gig. It's at 54 to 58 degrees. The temperatures are climbing. There's something to be said about that. Because even under a heavy load, my Kingston drive, I don't even think I've seen it going past, I don't even think I've even seen it at 50 before, and I keep an eye on them. Under exFAT, though, this thing does behave a lot better. It doesn't seem to be stalling out yet. Oh, spoke too soon. It had a little chitter chatter there and dropped a little bit. Okay, so one last time on the 1 gig stress. We're definitely getting way better speeds, though, on APFS. Oh, we hit 3,000. 2782. 3121. Yeah, that's doing better there. That's starting to rock out. But that's a 1 gig stress test. So, you know, real world testing, things are going to be a little bit different, but at least our temps are actually doing a little bit better in this case with this drive. But anyways, the new case, I like it. I think the new case is fantastic. The speeds are much improved. So that's really good, even in the same Thunderbolt setup. Definitely much improved speeds there. I like the full toolless enclosure now. Now everybody can stop crabbing on that ad saying, not toolless. Well, no, it came with tools. That's why it's not toolless. It comes with some tools. But this one is actually 100% toolless, like you would expect to see. So absolutely no tools required. Yeah, I like this case. And for $100, that's $20 less. And it does perform exceedingly well. I don't know what the quality is like on the heat shield material they give us. It is got some thickness to it, so that's good. At least they gave us a thicker one. And it's nice to have those extra rubbers too. But yeah, maybe I'll experiment with this Western Digital one a bit more into the new case, and I'll put the heat shield on, and maybe we'll just finally get a heat shield system that actually functions. But I've never had to run them before. I have tried in the past, always with bad luck. Maybe this time I'll have good luck, because those were used in USB 3 cases, not in Thunderbolts. I think I did try it in a Thunderbolt case before, though. I can't recall 100%. I go through so much stuff back and forth, it's hard to remember stuff all the time. Anyways, that's what I got for you. I say it's a win-win. Go buy this case. What the heck are you waiting for? For $100 Canadian, you're not going to be disappointed in this case. If anything, you'll be disappointed in your drive selection choice. So please do yourself a favor and get yourself Express 4, PCIe Express 4 M.2 NVMe drives, rated at least 7,000 by 6,000. And you should get what you would expect to get out of external, which is, 2,700 to 3,000. You should be seeing that type of range on Thunderbolt 3. Now, even though the ad does say in one of the pictures that this case is not Thunderbolt 3 compatible. The ad does say it does, and I give you proof on screen. It is Thunderbolt 3. I have a M1 Mac Mini, which is Thunderbolt 3. So it does actually work. I do not know why anybody put in that picture for this new drive case from Indmem, why they said not Thunderbolt 3 compatible. It's beyond me, but it works, and it works really great with the right drive, obviously. Anyways, that's it. That's all. Thanks so much for hanging out. Sorry it was a long video, but I really had to get to the nitty-gritties on this one. See you on the next one.